George Herbert Walker Bush was many things: a World War II hero, the head of the CIA, vice president under Reagan, and eventually the 41st president of the United States. George and Barbara Bush had 6 children, each with a vastly different path. So today, we're focusing on the other Bush kids: Jeb, Neil, Marvin, Dorothy, and the late Robin Bush. Now, if you're wondering where George W. Bush is, don't worry, we didn't forget him. He's not on this list because he'll get a video of his own. The 43rd president deserves a deep dive into his own legacy. Number 5. Pauline Robinson. Robin Bush. Robin Bush was born on December 20th, 1949. The second child and first daughter of George and Barbara Bush, she was named after her maternal grandmother, Pauline Robinson. Her nickname was Robin, and according to everyone who knew her, she was a gentle, joyful child. But at age 3, Robin began showing signs of illness, tiredness, pallor, and general fatigue. Doctors diagnosed her with advanced leukemia. It was 1953, and leukemia back then was essentially a death sentence. The Bushes were told to take her home and let her die peacefully. But they refused. George and Barbara flew her to New York, to Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. She underwent grueling treatments, blood transfusions, bone marrow tests, but none of it helped. On October 11, 1953, Robin died, just before her 4th birthday. Her passing devastated the Bushes. Barbara's hair turned white. George, the strong and ambitious young oil man, found himself broken. They rarely spoke about her in public, but behind the scenes, Robin's memory fueled a quiet fire. George H.W. Bush once said that Robin gave him a softness that shaped how he led. Barbara became a fierce advocate for children's health and literacy. The Bush family founded the Bright Star Foundation and later supported cancer research and pediatric hospitals. Robin was first buried in Greenwich, Connecticut, but in 2000, her remains were moved to the George H.W. Bush Presidential Library in Texas, where she now lies beside her parents. Number 4. Jeb Bush. Jeb Bush was born on February 11, 1953, in Midland, Texas, smack in the middle of the oil fields, where the Bush family's story began. He was the 3rd child and 2nd son, and from the start, he was seen as the studious one. While George W. had a reputation for being a bit of a wild card in his younger years, Jeb was the bookish, policy-focused brother. After attending the elite Phillips Academy in Andover, Massachusetts, Jeb spent time in Mexico as part of an exchange program. That trip would change his life, because that's where he met Columba Garnica Gallo. They married in 1974 and had 3 children together. Jeb would later convert to Roman Catholicism, embracing his wife's faith fully. Jeb studied Latin American affairs at the University of Texas and graduated in 1974. He kicked off his career in banking, even working at a branch in Venezuela. But by 1980, he shifted gears to support his father's presidential campaign. That campaign didn't win the top spot, but it made George H.W. Bush vice president and planted Jeb deeper in politics. Jeb moved to Florida and became a real estate developer. By the mid-1980s, he was also the chairman of the Republican Party in Dade County and had a growing network of political influence. In 1994, Jeb ran for governor and lost by a hair. He took the loss in stride, founded a non-profit called the Foundation for Florida's Future, and worked on education reform. In 1998, he tried again and won. As governor of Florida, Jeb pushed hard on conservative reforms. He supported school vouchers. He passed tax cuts. He introduced aggressive welfare reform. And controversially, he ended affirmative action in state hiring and college admissions with the stroke of a pen. He was re-elected in 2002, becoming the first Republican to serve 2 full terms as governor in Florida. But despite his success in Florida, Jeb never fully shook off the image of being the other Bush brother. In 2016, Jeb launched a presidential campaign backed by the GOP establishment and $100 million in super PAC money. But then came Donald Trump, who nicknamed him Low Energy Jeb. The attacks stuck. Jeb's campaign struggled. He dropped out after a disappointing finish in South Carolina. After 2016, Jeb stepped back from politics. He returned to business, consulting, and education reform. He co-chairs the Barbara Bush Foundation for Family Literacy and sits on several corporate boards. Number 3. Neil Bush. Neil Mallon Bush was born on January 22, 1955. Named after his father's close friend, Henry Neil Mallon, Neil grew up in the spotlight but faced personal challenges early on. He struggled with dyslexia as a kid, something his mom, Barbara, helped him manage. He graduated from St. Albans School in Washington, D.C., then earned a BA and MBA from Tulane University. From there, he entered the world of business and stayed there. Neil's ventures span energy, real estate, and education. He worked with several international firms, particularly in Asia. Among his more high-profile projects, CIIC, a Beijing-based real estate company, Xinghai, a Singapore-listed real estate firm investing in U.S. properties, Hong Kong Finance Investment Holding Group. In 1999, he co-founded Ignite Learning, an educational software company that aimed to improve learning through multimedia tools. The company attracted international investors and was part of Neil's broader mission to make education more engaging. Neil also chairs Points of Light, the nonprofit founded by his father to promote volunteerism, and he chairs the Barbara Bush Houston Literacy Foundation. In 2017, Neil founded the George H.W. Bush Foundation for U.S.-China Relations, a group aimed at promoting diplomacy, education, and understanding between the two superpowers. His personal life has been a bit rockier. Neil's divorce from his first wife, Sharon, was tabloid fodder. He later married Maria Andrews, a former Literacy Foundation volunteer. Despite the occasional headlines, Neil has largely stayed focused on his business and philanthropic work, especially in promoting cross-cultural dialogue. Number 2. Marvin Bush. Marvin Pierce Bush was born on October 22, 1956. He's the youngest son, and arguably the most private. After attending Woodbury Forest School and graduating in 1975, Marvin went on to the University of Virginia. He studied English and joined the Delta Phi fraternity, but unlike his siblings, he never showed much interest in politics. Instead, Marvin went into business. He joined the board of HCC Insurance Holdings, a major firm traded on the New York Stock Exchange. He also served as a director at Securicom, later renamed Stratesec, a company that provided security for high-profile locations like Dulles Airport and the World Trade Center. His business interests have taken him into finance, security, and investment. He currently works with Winston Capital Management, where he holds a leadership role. Marvin married Margaret Molster in 1981. They adopted 2 children, Marshall and Charles. They've kept a low profile, living mostly outside the political storm that followed the Bush name. That said, Marvin did make headlines during the 2016 election, when he endorsed Libertarian candidate Gary Johnson over both Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. In true Marvin fashion, it wasn't loud or aggressive. It was a quiet statement of independence. Number 1. Dorothy Doro Bush Koch. Dorothy Walker Bush Koch, or Doro, as everyone calls her, was born on August 18, 1959. The youngest of the Bush children, Doro is known for something pretty rare in her family, staying out of the political arena. She graduated from Miss Porter's School and then Boston College in 1982, where she earned a degree in sociology. That background set her up for a life of philanthropy and people-focused work. She had a brush with history when, during a 1975 visit to Beijing with her family, she became the first person to be publicly baptized in China since the 1949 Communist Revolution. That moment, quiet and deeply personal, would set the tone for her approach to public service, faith-based, but understated. Doro's first marriage was to William LeBlond. They had 2 children, Sam and Ellie, before divorcing. She later married Bobby Koch, a wine industry executive and lobbyist, and they had 2 more children, Robert and Gigi. The family settled in Maryland. While Doro never ran for office, she found her calling in books and wellness. Her best-selling book, My Father, My President, gave readers a personal look into George H.W. Bush's life. It wasn't political. It was a daughter writing about her dad, and it hit a nerve with readers. Doro also co-chairs the Barbara Bush Foundation for Family Literacy alongside her brother Jeb. She co-founded BB&R Wellness Consulting and hosts a podcast called Health Gig, which focuses on holistic living, mindfulness, and self-care.